Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Business Africa with me, Amelnga. Featured tonight, transformation of the agricultural sector, Ethiopia turns to alternative energy sources to counter the harmful effects of coronavirus. A look at tea production, Rwanda records an increase in its exports compared to the same period last year. And Zambia aims to increase its production tenfold by 2022 thanks to the renewable energy projects under development. Coronavirus disruptions are strongly impacting world economies. On the continent, in the Horn of Africa, like Ethiopia, measures are being put in place to revive the economy. The country has embarked on the transformation of its agricultural sector. Addis Ababa is focusing more on a synergy of rural electrification and small farming. Take a look as Erika Josiah and Michael Dibi report.
Rocky Mountain Institute, RMI, recently launched a new report that shows how electricity can unlock billions of dollars. The project is focused on a new value across 6 agricultural processing or small business opportunities in some of Ethiopia's most important crops. This is to help save money for farmers who switch to electricity from expensive alternatives such as diesel. In addition to the global economic disruptions caused by COVID-19, the region within the Horn of Africa are faced with threat of desert locust infections. The report says Ethiopia also faces numerous threats to national security, including disrupted trade and import channels. Highlights for the report include great potential for national electrification efforts to help rural smallholders power increased agricultural productivity. The report examines 6 agricultural production and processing opportunities for rural areas: horticulture, irrigation, grain milling, injera making, milk cooling, bread baking, and coffee washing. Collectively, these areas have the potential to produce $4 billion in annual value using electric appliances by 2025.
We hear more on that from Francis Elisha, the Africa Director of the Energy Program at the Rocky Mountain Institute. Hello, Mr. Elisha. It is good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Amel, for having me. It's a great pleasure.
What are the challenges and opportunities for scaling up mini solar grids for rural agricultural productivity in Africa?
Thanks, Amel. Actually, at Rocky Mountain Institute, we are dedicated to the global energy transition as a non-profit. And in leading this work with the International Food Policy and Research Institute, what we have outlined as main challenges really to reach out is the availability of appliances and the synergies that need to be created between the agricultural productivity efforts and the electrification efforts that are already ongoing currently in Ethiopia. There are a set of really simple and critical actions that could help decrease significantly the level of and the cost of energy in Ethiopia. And that starts with raising finance, implementing a few mini-grid pilots with productive use, in order to create access to market for smallholder farmers. And it goes well beyond around all of the synergies that will enable smallholder farmers to create a greater resilience to future shocks.
In your opinion, what would be the cost of this rural electrification and small farming in the largest economy of East Africa?
Well, as a matter of fact, the government of Ethiopia is already today driving a major effort on electrification. The National Electrification Program combines both grid and off-grid efforts and is estimated to reach almost $600 million in order to provide access, mostly and fully renewable actually, through mini-grids. What our reports outline here is to optimize those efforts around electrification and to incorporate agricultural opportunities in order to have a greater impact. And that impact actually can be assessed through economic opportunities, through money savings, because most of the smallholder farmers will not resort anymore to diesel. So this is most economic, but also environmental benefits. But it also, on the top of that, creates a huge potential market for local electrical appliances. And some of those appliances can actually be manufactured locally.
How will the various projects announced ultimately benefit smallholders and the national economy as a whole?
So one of the things we can already notice is that Ethiopia, like most countries currently, is facing the COVID outbreak. But in addition to that, there's another crisis ongoing, which is really related to food security, and that's directly linked to the locust swarm. So one of the very immediate benefits we can notice is to create an environment where there's more resilience with regards to the food availability, with regards to the transformation of food at a local level. We can notice that currently there's almost around 1.4 million jobs that are at risk due to challenges around export revenues. And what agriculture and electrification linkage here can bring is certainly a greater resilience to future shocks. And what we outlined through the report is the opportunity to build the recovery starting from that very level. The opportunity to keep driving the electrification effort, but at the same time to offer an opportunity to smallholder farmers to access finance in order to procure equipment, to be able to have the right access routes to share their product, to value their product, and have additional earnings. In other terms, that's a very simple way to say it. It's driving economic development for the very bottom.
Thank you, Francis Elisha, for these insights.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. And goodbye.
We are taking a short break, and later we'll see how Rwanda has increased its tea production tenfold in full coronavirus crisis.